Welcome to my channel. My name is Annalisa, founder of Hazel Creations. Today I'm so excited because I'll be launching with you guys custom-made reusable faux locs that can be installed in under 3 hours. Those of you guys that have done faux locs before would know that the process takes about 4 to 6 hours, sometimes even 7 to 8 hours, depending on the length and the size of the client's head. Faux locs start looking their best at about 4 to 6 weeks, and this is normally the time that most people would unfortunately have to remove the loc because the root has grown out so much and it doesn't look as neat and kept anymore. I've developed a special braiding technique that allows the client to safely remove this used dreadlock and reuse it, install it in a way that the hair looks brand new, but then the faux loc extension looks old, matured, and it mimics a real dreadlock. This would be a dreadlock that the client has had for a few weeks or a few months, and then when it's time to remove it, you have to cut it. Unfortunately, you cut the root of the lock somewhere closer to where your own natural hair ends, and then there is possibly no way of reusing this lock in any way. But as you can see, the ends still look good, the curls are intact, and this looks like a real dreadlock. This is what I have developed. This would be a lock extension that would allow the hairdresser to install it in the client's head, and the client would be able to reuse the lock with a second installation, a third installation, simply depending up to the client how long they would like to keep this reusable lock. This also comes in different lengths, so if your hair is short, for example, this would be made to cater to the length of your hair. So if you have medium-sized hair, then this part of the lock, the hook part of the lock, becomes longer to cater to the length of your hair. So I would just like to take a longer hook just to show the versatility of how long this can be. So if your hair, for example, is longer than a medium length, then the hook becomes longer. And then once you put the lock in, once you have it installed in your head, I'm going to show you guys a full installation video that shows how you put the lock in, that shows you how to remove the lock, and then how to safely reuse it once it's been used for the first time, the second time, and the third time. I'm so excited about this. I hope you guys will like the product. At the end of the video, I'll also be showing you guys details of how you get to order the locks, and then how to measure your hair so that you order the right size depending on the length of your hair. You can also order a longer hoop to make provision for when your hair grows, so that you get to reuse and keep the locks for much longer. Stay tuned. I'm so excited. Hey guys, I would like to introduce you guys to my model. Her name is Justine. She's also a fellow YouTuber. She has a channel where she does amazing tutorials. I'm gonna leave her link down below so that you guys can check out her channel. So say hi guys.
Hi guys.
Yeah, so we're about to get started. I hope you guys will love the tutorial. I'm really excited, and I hope the final look turns out super. Yeah, so let's get started. The first step is to braid the client's hair in small to medium chunks. No braids are needed unless the client's hair is super short. Otherwise, it's not necessary to use braids like the old way of installing faux locs. When braiding singles, make sure to take bigger chunks by the client's edges, as this helps to not put too much pressure on the client's edges, and then to avoid the lock from falling out once the lock has aged. Because once a hair ages, it tends to become thinner around the edges, so take bigger chunks just to be safe. I'm now going to braid singles the entire head, and I'll fast forward the process up until the second stage where I demonstrate how to extend the pre-made lock onto the client's hair to form a complete faux loc. So this is how the pre-made faux lock looks like. It has already been pre-wrapped and pre-curled. The top part has been designed to make provision for the length of the client's hair. So when you order your pack, you'd be required to send through measurements of your own hair so that all of your own hair will be covered by the hoop. I will now demonstrate how to extend the lock onto the client's hair. You do not need to braid until the end of the client's hair as with the old way of reinstalling faux locks. When joining the hoop onto the client's hair, just braid until the lock and the client's hair are secure enough not to fall apart. Each pack of the pre-made locks comes with a complimentary set of wrapping hair. I will now take the pre-wrapping hair and then demonstrate how to wrap and cover up the lock so that you do not see where the client's hair and the loop are formed. The wrapping hair can also be custom ordered to a different color from the pre-made lock in order to create an ombre look. For my client's look for today, she would like a dark brown and a light brown lock, and then the wrapping hair is black. So which is why I'm using black hair to wrap so that it creates that natural ombre look. I will now start the wrap process. It's basically the same as a normal faux lock installation. I will wrap up until where my client's own hair ends, just enough to make sure that I do not leave any of her hair uncovered by the wrapping hair. This is also important should you need to burn the lock, just so that you secure it. Should you or the client not be comfortable burning the lock, you can also seal it naturally like this. Should you need to burn the lock, make sure to make a subtle burn just to be safe. This also helps the removal process and makes it easier. A removal video will be posted later on to show you how to remove and reuse the locks. I will now do a couple more locks just to demonstrate, and then the rest I'll just fast forward and then I'll slow it down towards the end just so that you can see how I do it. to the end of the tutorial. I'm done. It took me literally 2 hours 30 minutes to do this look, like an entire head full of faux locks. I'm super excited, and I can't wait for you guys to order. And you can customize it, you can have different colors, and you can choose whether you want it ombre or whether you just want it a solid color. I'm gonna put all the details on how you get to order at the end of the video. So thank you so much for agreeing to be my model. You look absolutely gorgeous.